The Big Retrofit involved trying out a wide range of measures to test their effectiveness. In this video, we're going to talk about solar panels and a battery. Adding solar panels to your roof lets you generate electricity from the sunlight, a renewable energy source. A battery can also be installed to store away some of that energy. It's a great option if you want to move towards energy independence from the grid. In total, we added 12 solar panels to the property, plus an inverter. The electricity goes through the inverter, which converts the solar power so it can run home appliances and electric heating. Any energy not used can be stored in the battery. Let's look at how they work. When the sun shines on a solar panel, the solar energy is absorbed by photovoltaic or PV cells on the panel. These are made from semiconducting material, most commonly silicon. The PV cells produce an electrical charge as they become energized by the sunlight. The stronger the sunshine, the more electricity is generated. But cells don't need direct sunlight to function. They even work on cloudier days. The electrical charge creates a direct current of electricity. The direct current passes through a solar inverter to turn it into alternating currents of electricity, or AC electricity. You need AC electricity to run your household appliances. With a battery, you also have the option to sell unused electricity to the national grid. This is done by the government's Smart Export Guarantee.
If you've got a north-facing roof, that naturally attracts less sunlight, less daylight. With the technology that's available now, the solar panels are efficient enough to be able to generate electricity just in natural daylight without direct sunlight as well. So, however, it needs to be modelled and it needs to be understood before making that decision. Reasonably accurately, you're able to predict the outcome of installing those solar panels and what the energy efficiency that will be driven from having that install done.
Solar panels could give you greater protection from energy price shocks, shifting towards energy independence.
Actually, just putting the energy back onto the grid, like people used to do many years ago, isn't the most effective use of that energy anymore because of buyback rates. So, having a plan of actually, should I be storing that energy in batteries so that I can redeploy that energy at times when the electricity rates are more expensive. That's a really good strategy. Or if you are planning to or have an electric vehicle, actually charging the electric vehicle through the energy that's generated from the solar panels is also a really effective way of using that energy.
It can help to look at other retrofit measures and renovations at the same time as adding solar panels, such as a re-roof or adding loft insulation, to optimize the impact of the measures in one go.
Typically, the disruption levels for a PV installer is quite low. There might be the odd sort of annoyance of having to have scaffold, but other than that, it's pretty low.
One of the other considerations around the disruption of having solar panels installed is it a good time to look at replacing the roof? Whilst the scaffolding's there and the roof's been taken apart to install the solar panels, is that a good time to look at renovating that part of your property as well, insulating the roof space as well? Those sort of considerations. Replacing your roof tiles at that same time, or having your soffits and fascias done, because there are economies of scale in terms of the scaffolding's already in place. You've got access to these areas, and that's a big part of the cost.
With the panels in place, we set up the smart diverter to prioritize heating up water over other appliances. You can set yours up to prioritize other needs if they're more important to how you run your home. But this made sense for us with our heat pump system. Before we started the retrofit, we had a home survey done, which found the roof felt needed replacing. So we decided to replace the roof, given we needed to take the tiles off anyway. We chose integrated photovoltaic panels, which sit flush with the roof tiles, and replaced the surrounds with new tiling. We also removed the chimney stack. We didn't need the chimney, and it was contributing to the home's overall heat loss by venting heat through the cavity. So what did we learn? Shop around to find the best electricity tariff for use with solar and battery. Costs vary by energy provider, and not all take solar panels into account. The Smart Export Guarantee requires energy providers to set an export rate for any electricity you don't use. You can look up Smart Export Guarantee league tables online for current export prices. There are different styles, sizes, and ways of installing panels. They could be added on top of the existing roof or integrated into it. Watch out for birds wanting to roost underneath raised on-roof panels. Installers should recommend the best location for panels based on the sun position. If you need to replace your roof, consider solar panels at the same time to avoid the additional scaffolding costs down the line. The battery and panels do need regular monitoring to ensure they maintain their performance. You can use an app to monitor them and should look to have them serviced on a regular basis as well. Some grants are available for qualifying lower-income households. Eco4 funding will cover 100% of the costs for qualifying low-income households. There may be further localised support under the UK government's Warm Homes Plan. We recommend you shop around energy providers to get the best tariff deal. Maintenance and service costs may be extra. Check with solar installers if they provide these services. Consider product and installation warranties and the potential cost of a replacement kit. Sometimes this can be included in finance deals. A battery is not a requirement for solar panels, but it's worth considering how you'll use your energy, any space requirements to house the battery, and the additional cost of including one. To find out more about the Big Retrofit, visit skipton.co.uk/thebigretrofit.